Right, considering the amount of comments that I had on my last video, I just want to clear a few things up with regard to having a polymathic brain and having ADHD and what the difference is. The two often get confused because there's a lot of overlap, and especially the very broad symptoms that I described. And I'll hold my hands up, they were pretty broad, but they describe very different things. ADHD is a neurodevelopmental condition, but polymathy is a pattern of curiosity, learning, and integration. ADHD tends to look like difficulty regulating your attention, executive dysfunction, inconsistent focus, even with regard to something you very much care about, and then hyperfocus that locks onto one thing at a time, sometimes when you really don't want it to lock onto that thing. Hobbies absolutely might change, but they usually tend to change because your motivation drops, your attention drops, or you just fucking didn't like the thing in the first place and you don't know why you took it up. Polymathic brains are different in that they look like someone having deep curiosity across multiple domains. You go from a really strong interest to creating basic competence, or maybe slightly above basic competence, to a loss of interest, and then you move on. And it's not because of distraction, it's just because you've extracted everything you needed from that area of what you were interested in, that pattern of learning. Your system is done with it. And it's more so like a pull of interest towards many different fields, not just one or two, it's loads of them. And it's mostly underpinned by a fundamental need to connect these areas of learning cross-discipline. I've used this example quite a few times, but music and maths. And yeah, if you have ADHD, then you definitely can be someone who changes hobbies. That is a feature of ADHD, but the reason why the hobbies change is what is pertinent here. Because with polymathy, then hobbies are often paused because the brain's extracted everything it's needed and it moves on and it integrates that learning somewhere else. And I'm not here to diagnose anyone. ADHD is diagnosed by clinicians. And also, polymathy isn't a diagnosis. It's just a term used in modern psychology and across education to explain how someone has patterns of curiosity and interest and how they cross-integrate those learning patterns and create meaning. Some people have both. But an overlap doesn't necessarily mean that the two are equivocal. However, naming patterns and pain points is how people start to understand themselves better and how they can learn to deal with those pain points. So that was what my video was trying to do. Maybe I should have been a bit clearer. I just don't want anyone to feel broken. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.